Alright, so we're gonna look at the PDP for technology and how I can advance in some of the skills within technology and stay up to date with them. So the overall goal is to remain up to date with new technology and continuing to improve the skills I have with technology. So as a teacher, a lot of students are way more ahead in their skills than I am. And with that comes with a lot of different responsibilities. We have to make sure that they aren't taking advantage of those skills, as well as technology can help us within the classroom when we know how to use it. So here are some of my strengths and some of my areas for improvement. So the strength column. So I know a little bit about basic technology, how to use Google Drive, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, not so much. That one is a tricky one for me. But review sites, I can understand those. I know how to make them, use them properly, get kids to understand, and have them as a beneficial tool, as well as YouTube. And the other assignment I did, I talked a little bit about Edpuzzle, where you can upload YouTube uh, videos, make questions throughout the video, so that way it keeps students engaged. So I know the basics of technology. Um, I do want to expand all my knowledge for new technologies and tools. Like I said, as kids grow up, they're used to being around it, and they have more knowledge. And sometimes that is not very beneficial within the classroom when you constantly are seeing them on AI sites or finding new ways if you put your tests on a computer site and they always find a new way to cheat. That was one of my struggles last year. Every time I would catch them, they would already have a new way to cheat. So definitely staying up to date on that. But I definitely do have some basic computer skills. Being in the younger generation, sometimes I feel like I'm at the bottom of the technology because of my skills and have to lean more on those older individuals, which is kind of reverse. But it just comes with how much you use it. So with that, some areas for improvement, definitely educational ways to use AI platforms. I've come more known to using Brisk. I like to take that content information, throw it into Brisk, have it create a PowerPoint for me, and then go through that PowerPoint and fix it how I want it to be. ChatGPT, this one will always be a love-hate relationship. I can see how it can be beneficial for both teachers and students and other individuals in the world. But for me, I catch a lot of students just using it to cheat, just using it to Google, or not even Google, but use it to tell it the answers to the questions on anything. So that one is very much a love-hate relationship, but I would want to learn how it could be beneficial within the classroom. Canva, I have done assignments for kids for Canva. They love Canva. They love being able to use that creativity and have that AI kind of create stuff for them. Me, I'm just now starting to get used to Canva, but definitely want to be able to like have that website under my belt and have it as a go-to. Um, Magic School, I've seen other teachers and I've heard them talk about how much they love it. So that's definitely one I would want to kind of have a better understanding of and grasp of as well. So some of the objectives that I would have within a PDP for technology and the skills, staying informed on current and emerging trends. Like I said, students are always on technology. They grew up with technology. They've had it since they were young. So when they're 10 steps above you in technology, it can be very hard to catch up with them because once you get to that 10 steps that they were above, they are already 10 steps more. So kind of staying up on those trends, developing those technology skills, so that way I can use them across different platforms. I do believe AI and a lot of technology could make a teacher's lives more easier and more efficient. We can use our time more efficiently somewhere else than having to sit there and make and create all these PowerPoints or all the content information, or sometimes even grading. We can use that to kind of help sit there and be more one-on-one with students, but just kind of taking those skills and using them across different ways. And then improving strategies on technology to enhance productivity, teaching, and collaboration. Like I just said, it can help with the tasks that a teacher has to do in the limited time they have with throughout the day. It always feels like our checklists or to-do lists are constantly there and never getting done. And if there's a way to make it easier and more efficient, that would be ideal. So, some of the action steps that I want to be taking in the future, some of these I already do. So last year was my first year teaching, and I got to experience them briefly. But I would definitely want to dive more into these. But on our PD days, 10 times out of 10, there's going to be a little section about AI or how to use technology more in the classroom. So a lot of times during PD days, they give us the option to pick what we want to, what like sources we want to go learn about. So being able to opt into these and actually paying attention, grasping, asking questions during that 30-45 minute time frame that they have, just to get a little bit more about it, and staying in contact with those individuals who have a great grasp on technology and AI currently. Watching educational videos on how to use technology and AI. YouTube itself is a great source. Everyone likes to go on there and show you how to do stuff. I'm very much a visual learner, so if I can watch someone do it, I can do much better at it. So that's definitely one of the sources I like to use now. And then kind of just keeping up with that. Even sometimes relying on that TikTok source where it's a shorter version, but gets to the point faster. But that's not always reliable. Whereas YouTube can kind of expand it. You can look into a lot of the videos that that person has or that profile has and look into that as well. Experiment with new tools. You only know as much as you use. So like I said, with like the Canva, I've been starting to try to use it more, try to get more familiar with it. That's a way where it comes down to me using that spare time that I would have. Instead of creating a PowerPoint, I use Brisk to create it, go through, edit what I want in it, what I don't want in it, and then taking that extra time and experimenting with new tools on, say, Canva to see how I would do the same PowerPoint just in a different way, see what all I can do with it and stuff like that. Seek assistance from our school technology instructor. So at the school I am currently at, we have a wonderful technology staff. The lady who runs it actually loves to put on PDs about AI and the new technology. She loves to go to those meetings. She loves to talk about it. She tries to get every teacher to use it within the classroom. So she is definitely a great source. I've gone to her before, asking her questions on, hey, how can I improve to do this? What's a easier way for me to get from point A to point B, without having to go through all these other hoops. And she can easily tell me how to do it. So definitely reaching out to her a lot more, and seeing what all I can do. And then the last action step is just to ask questions. You don't know anything until you ask, whether that be an individual who has knowledge about it. So, like the teachers who have knowledge about the Magic School website, really sitting down, talking to them when they have some time, asking YouTube, watching those videos, and just reaching out to individuals who know that. Because, like I said, technology is always developing, it's always changing. Since I was in high school to now, it has changed a whole lot. Just seeing that change kind of shocked me. Um, but it can be good, it can be bad. But kind of figuring out how to use it in the good ways, and how to try to not manipulate, but convince students to use it in the good ways within the classroom. Because when you do go out in the real world, if you're a doctor, you're not going to be sitting there using AI to do a surgery. You do have to have knowledge, but using that knowledge in AI to like study or help get to point A to point B faster, can be more of a tool than just having the AI tell you the answers to everything. So I think that would be a great way, just to see and show students, hey, it's changing, we're changing with it, but don't just abuse it.